I'm starting this at the computer because I didn't finish something and it's getting late. And this is, I don't even know what part of you can see. My camera is not facing me. Let me just make sure it's on. It is on. Okay, so you're just gonna see me here for a second. And I can't see who's here yet, but give me like 2 minutes because I'm gonna explain. This is what I'm doing right now is related to Cat Chef Kitchen. So I just need to hit some more buttons here. Hit the publish button. And then I need to go copy link. And then I need to go to WordPress. And then I need to go to my menu, appearance, menus. Don't worry, we're almost gonna start cooking. And then I'm gonna add this to the menu and hit say, oh, I even already had a thing? Huh. So, let's see if this worked. Da, da, da. Really just coming down to the last second here. Oh, that worked. And then I'm just testing it. Doing some software testing live here. Click on that. And then that takes me to that. And then I can hit this button. And then there it is. Wow, that was easy. That's fantastic. Okay, we're good. We can actually start cooking now. All right. There's Autumn. There's a watermelon. Is anyone even here yet? I don't know if anyone's even here. It's today Sunday.
Perfect.
Smells like peas. Oh yeah, we're cooking peas. Alright, we got all set up here. And we'll make the announcement. There's going to be an announcement. I'll make the announcement once we have some more people here. I'm starting about 2 minutes late. What are we doing today? We have some random things. We have split peas, green split peas that we're cooking up. That's going to be our protein for this evening. Our vegetables, we actually have an eggplant again. Some habaneros, we have a guacamole, we have an avocado. Looks like we're going to do pasta. We got watermelon, that's going to be for something totally separate, maybe, perhaps. We have cilantro. And that's it. So that's what we're using.
There's carrots in there.
And there's carrots. About 2. Alright. Split peas are going. They're just boiling away. I put them on about a half hour ago. They'll probably take about 45 minutes to cook. And I'm just gonna let them simmer. You could probably pre-soak those. If you plan ahead. I didn't really plan ahead. I meant to, but I forgot to. So we planned ahead about a half hour ahead. First thing I'm gonna do before we do anything related to dinner is we're gonna chop a watermelon. We're gonna make watermelon syrup, which is an idea I had when I cut watermelon and I was like, just a ton of watermelon juices. We should do something with that. And then it's fruit, and when you boil down a sweet liquid, it condenses down into a syrup. And I first did something like this with balsamic vinegar. I made a balsamic reduction from a Food Network recipe. This was like one of the first recipes I ever did, that I ever followed when I was first learning how to cook. It's from Aaron something. On the Food Network, I think his show was called Big Daddy's House or something, and it was like these eggplant rollatinis stuffed with goat cheese and arugula with a balsamic reduction on top. It was really, really good. And the balsamic reduction was just made by boiling balsamic vinegar all the way down to a syrup consistency. So right now I'm just going to cut all the flesh out of this watermelon.
Hi, Lauren.
Hey, Mom.
Look how happy you just made this guy.
Is that our one viewer right now?
I think so.
Oh, perfect.
Number one fan.
Number one fan. Ask her where Brock is. Alright. I like to just do watermelon with a spoon. You can also do a slotted spoon because we actually want to save all the liquid. So maybe I'll get my slotted spoon. I don't have a small slotted spoon. I only got a big one. So I'm just gonna do this. And this watermelon syrup, I'm not sure if I'm gonna use it and incorporate it into dinner tonight or if it'll just be used for topping with desserts. Maybe I'll make a dessert thing. There's no plan for tonight other than what I already said we had planned, that we didn't plan. And this watermelon appears to not have any seeds. I don't know if they do that anymore. I don't know if watermelons come with seeds anymore. Back when I was a kid, it used to come with black seeds, and you'd have to spit them out. Otherwise, you risk growing a watermelon in your stomach because that was what was told we would happen through a show called Rugrats, which I don't know if that's still on anymore. It's very interesting. So we never wanted to have watermelon seeds. But honestly, I think seeded watermelons are sweeter. And so this watermelon's actually not, this wasn't the best watermelon I've had. It's not super sweet. Usually you pick a watermelon, like you knock on it and see if it sounds hollow. Sometimes that works and you get a good one, sometimes it doesn't work. But watermelon's pretty hard to be really bad. This just isn't the sweetest one I've had. So it's still delicious.
I take the blame.
It's not your fault. Any watermelon can be not sweet. Oh, there's a black seed. And I don't know if there's a fast way of coring a watermelon. This is called coring it. I should have tried to sculpt it. We could have turned this into an art show. There's dogs barking. There's car horns honking. There's... What are we doing? I think I'm gonna make a salad with the watermelon. Maybe I'll make a dressing with the watermelon syrup. I really want to leave as much of these juices in the watermelon as I can, because this is going to be our syrup starter. So much. Man, I feel like I'm just carving away. It's like, I wonder if you can make watermelon lanterns, like instead of a jack-o'-lantern, a melon lantern. a jack-o'-melon around Halloween. I mean, I guess there aren't too many watermelons in season around that time of year, but this is way easier to carve out than a pumpkin. I just came up with the newest trend for 2020: watermelon jack-o'-lanterns. Jack-o'-lanterns. You might see a bunch of green jack-o'-lanterns next Halloween. Started here on Catcha. Get all that. These never stay shut. We can just go right up to it. Maybe I'll make pickled watermelon rind too. That's supposedly a thing. I should look more into that though before I do it. Watermelon rind seems a little. I don't know. I don't know if this was organic. Was this an organic watermelon? Do we know? It was not organic.
They didn't have any organic.
Maybe I'm a little suspicious then if it's not an organic one. Maybe I won't do anything with the rind. You could use the watermelon as a serving thing. You know, maybe I'll do that too. I think I'll make this. I'm gonna make a salad, an avocado salad, with a watermelon syrup dressing, and watermelon and cilantro and onion, and it's gonna go with What is it gonna go with? That's the question. We do have pasta out, but I'm not committed to the pasta. You know, maybe we decide on something else other than the pasta. What does the salad usually go with?
Lauren says, love the mug.
The mug. Oh, did she see what mug? The special mug?
I don't know if she saw it on your website or where she saw it.
Okay, so.
I was zoomed in on this. She might have saw the corner of it over there.
Oh.
I don't know if I just did a...
So we just did
I don't know if I just did a sneak peek.
You did a product
I don't know. Did you see it on the video or on Bo's website? I didn't mean it. She's got a good eye.
She does. Nothing gets by her. She's got. It's just like me. We're very observant, except for the things that are extremely not observant.
Yeah, except for when you're not observant.
Yeah. Which is rare. But it's very notable when it happens. Oh, darn it. I meant to put this in the other thing. Oh, wow. That is looking good. I'll get that later. Alright, so this is going to be our salad bowl. And now, I guess I can do, when we hit 3 viewers, that's when I'll do the product reveal. How about that? Are we at 3 yet? We're at 1 or 2?
2.
Alright, we're getting there. When we get to 3, that's when we have a crowd. That's the saying, right? 3's a crowd?
Yeah, Lauren said your dad saw it first.
God. Wow. I'm gonna use a pot to do this. I'm actually gonna use I almost grabbed the really big pot, but I'm not gonna do the really big pot because it might burn the bottom of it too much. Alright, now I gotta get these little seeds out here. Thankfully we have a tool for that strainer. I'm gonna put it through the strainer. That way we don't get any seeds. I can kind of do one of that. Juice that watermelon a little bit. And looks like we're down to 1 viewer. This is our least popular episode yet. Man, people do not like watermelon. And alright, so we're cooking. Alright, I got our watermelon juices. It's actually not that much. This watermelon isn't super juicy and sweet, but I'm gonna do this and give it a little squeeze. I'm gonna do a little trick here too. This was not planned. This is very much an impromptu decision. I've never done this before, but I'm gonna squeeze some of the juices out of the watermelon here, and then I'm going to strain this. Oh, oh no. This is kind of a disaster, but it's working. Oh. Oh my. You know, watermelon would make a fun aesthetic alternative to sushi. Kind of looks like ahi tuna. Might be a nice thing to try out sometime. That's good enough. Good enough for Cat Chef Kitchen. We got a nice amount of watermelon in there. Looks like we got a little floater that snuck in. Just gonna. Alright. Okay. This is the juice of 1 watermelon. I suspect if you get a juicier watermelon, you'd get more, which is great. We're gonna turn this on and just bring it to a simmer. And we're gonna reduce that down to be pretty low, maybe like like a quarter of what's in here, so it's gonna be a very small amount of watermelon juice. Let me see if I can get a little bit more out of this. I'm gonna do a little transfer here. Watermelon's messy, it's kind of like flour. When you start dealing with watermelon, be prepared for a mess. Hands get messy. My hands are clean, by the way. hopefully COVID free.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. I shook some man's hand earlier today. I don't know.
Was that the first hand you've shaken in
Probably.
months?
Yeah, I think the last hand I shook was in March. I think it was James's hand. And I got my new space. Yeah, see, there's more juices hiding in the bottom of this bowl. See, we just let the watermelon sit a little bit. Just a little bit. It gets these juices. And I'm burning myself a little bit. So I'm gonna turn that down. And that's what's going on. So if you're just joining us, we are making a watermelon syrup. We're gonna make a watermelon salad with avocado. And we're also gonna make some, we don't know what else we're making yet. It's not gonna have any meat or animal products in it though. At least we hope not. I'm actually gonna use some of this, so. And this is gonna be our bowl for our salad. We're gonna serve it in. Try and get as much use out of this as possible. I'm not sure which one I'm gonna use yet. There's a mess there. I'm gonna address that. We've got split peas going as well. We started those earlier. They're really simple. You buy them dry, and you can soak them overnight, or you can just start them and they take about 45 minutes to an hour to cook. I'm just waiting for them to get tender. We just have them simmering lightly right now. Alright, our watermelon syrup. Gotta turn that up a little bit. I'm gonna give that some stirs. And we're just gonna simmer that until it, like I said, it's gonna reduce quite a bit. There's gonna be almost nothing left because we don't have that much syrup. Or much juices.
I think it's time for the product reveal.
Time for the new the product reveal.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a fan of Cat Chef Kitchen, or if you're just joining us, we have a new product that we're offering that you can purchase if you'd like to support our vegan cooking adventures. If you enjoy the vegan pizzas and the vegan ice cream and the vegan mofongo, we have custom Cat Chef Kitchen mugs. Sometimes less is more better. That is the theme of Cat Chef Kitchen. And these mugs are available for purchase on catchefkitchen.com. If you go to the top menu, you click on Cat Chef Swag, and then you see an image of the mug, and you click on that, and it takes you to PayPal. And it's just $14.95 for a mug, $10.95 in shipping, and you got yourself a custom Cat Chef Kitchen mug that you can show off to all your family and coworkers and acquaintances. Wow, look at that. That's doing something I wasn't expecting. All the pink has seemed to have gathered together, and there's just, it's clear otherwise. That was all pink when we started. This is interesting. We're doing chemistry right now in Cat Chef Kitchen.
Why is that happening?
I have no idea. But whatever I'd say would be a total guess. I really don't know. I'll have to look into that. But yeah, we have a mysterious chemistry thing going on. Now it's back to being pink again, kind of. It's kind of foaming up. Our split peas still felt pretty firm. So now what we're going to do is get our salad prepped. Or should I get the... what else are we going to do? Pasta? Yeah, let's just do pasta. That's easy. Look at the size of this pasta. Fusiloni. So fusilli is like a little version of this. I don't know if anyone's a fan of Seinfeld. Kramer made a fusilli Jerry once. Comical episode. And a little bit of Italian knowledge. I know very basic Italian. One or oni, O-N-E, is an ending that you put onto a word that means big. So the example I always think of, it's kind of funny saying it, but the example that we had in school is palla, which is a ball. In bocce, there's the pallino, which is the little ball, and then a big ball is a pallone. And then you add an I at the end for plural, so fusiloni. That's a very bad pronunciation, but that is just big fusilli. I some Italian what are you talking about? That's not true. I think it's right. Good thing I didn't use my big pot, because we're gonna need that for our. We're gonna need the patone. Whoa. It's massive pasta. I feel like I just shrunk. This is like pasta for giants. This is what it's like to be pasta for tiny people. No, this is pasta for giants. I'm getting my perspectives confused. Still am drinking from a straw because I do my stitches out. That's good. I had there's an incident that required me to get stitches on my lip. It made it very difficult to do Cat Chef Kitchen and eat. But almost all is back to normal, I'm happy to say. We got a lot of stuff going on. This is still going away. This is probably going to take a while. So let's check on our split peas. They still seem a little bit firm. These are green peas. A lot of times we get them frozen. Like I grew up eating frozen green peas. You can also buy them dried and cook them that way. Eating frozen food is a bit more energy intensive because you need to initially freeze it. Most often that's done with liquid nitrogen. I actually worked in that industry for a while. I was a mechanical engineer building liquid nitrogen tunnel food freezers. So I got some insight into what that world is like. And just from a sustainability standpoint, I think drier is better because when it's dried, you could dry it in the sun. I don't know how these actually are dried, but you can dry it and then you don't need any energy to preserve it. It's just stored at room temperature, whereas frozen food requires you keep it in a freezer. Those are still really firm. I have about 15 minutes left on that. Our watermelon syrup is still simmering away. We just started our pasta. You might be thinking, alright, this guy just talked about Italian and he just put pasta in a pot of cold water and put it on the heat and didn't add any salt. That's how I cook pasta. I don't like dumping a bunch of pasta into boiling water. It splashes, it makes a mess, gets on me and burn. Honestly, I don't care enough about the texture of the pasta to do all those extra steps. You don't need to, you're still gonna survive and the pasta's not gonna come out bad. It may come out and stick together a little bit more if you don't have the salt. It may not have the perfect pasta texture that a chef might be upset about. But it's not gonna turn out bad unless you are a very picky eater. But most people, I don't think would ever notice. It's not like it's gonna come out mushy or anything like that. So this is an eggplant. We did an eggplant actually very recently, so I apologize if you're tuning in and you're like, why is he cooking an eggplant again? We'll do it different this time, for sure. We did eggplant fritters last time. Eggplant is it's in season right now. I believe it's in season right now. We got this at the grocery store. No, we're fancy. I think I'm just gonna kind of dice it up. Maybe I'll turn this eggplant into a sauce for our pasta. We're gonna have a little salad. Our salad's gonna be more like Mexican flavor themed because we have cilantro, and we have avocado. So I'm trying to think about what flavors might be good to add into this and what direction to take this. Oh no. I'm gonna do this in a big pot. A big old pot in the back. We got all 4 pots bubbling away. I'm doing some olive oil in the pan. I do everything with extra virgin olive oil. People say you shouldn't cook with it. As long as you cook and don't burn the olive oil, you'll be okay. You don't want to bring any oil to the point where it's smoking. That's when some more or less good things come in that maybe aren't the healthiest things to have. But it's really not going to be terrible. What am I doing? Habanero. Oh, green olives we have. I should start making our salad. Oh, I should finish chopping this up first. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not a professional chef. I am self-trained from Google and the Food Network. Let's see. Alright, so we are chopping up our eggplant into a coarse chop. Again, I'm not actually totally sure what I'm doing with this yet, but this is a good starting point. This is an easy way to chop eggplant. As we learned last week, I believe, grating eggplant is not easy. So I'm taking the simple way. You can also slice eggplant super thin. If you have a mandolin, I believe that's what it's called. I think a mandolin is also a string instrument, but that's not what we're referring to here. You can't really, it's not like a ukulele. We're not cutting our eggplant with a guitar. We're just gonna start with the eggplant in the pot. And always be careful as you're going over the flames. A lot of eggplant. That's what's fun. I love how eggplant is just it's so much. You get so much out of one eggplant. It's such a fun, like, texture too. You just. I don't know, it's just like a floppy. It's a real strong vegetable. I should make a skateboard out of eggplant. It'd be fun skateboard. There's a trick called the eggplant. For those of you that don't know, my regular day job is making skateboards. Make custom skateboards out of weird things sometimes. Yes, I'm barefoot. It's barefoot cat chef kitchen. Bear paws. Bear paws. Huh. Alright. Sometimes you get a weird bitter eggplant. That's happened a few times where it like bothers my mouth. I don't know what the cause of that is. I usually always wash them. I think it might be. I have heard some vegetables get bitter if you've waited too long to pick them. So maybe they're just old eggplants. Maybe eggplants just get bitter in their old age. Seems to be a thing that happens to many life forms. Look at everything that we have going on here. We've got all the colors of the rainbow. We got purple, we've got green, we've got red, we've got beige. Beige is on the rainbow, it's just between yellow and orange. The beige rainbow. That'd be another good quote. Alright. I need a big bowl. And an onion. I need a big bowl and an onion. Quick. Stat. Look at the size of this onion. This is a big onion. I like to always cut onions in this way, where I cut the ends off, cut it down the middle. I've seen so many different ways to peel an onion. I don't think there's a wrong way, but this is just the way I've always done it. And that's not a good reason to do things though. Just because it's the way you've always done it doesn't mean it's the right thing to do. But it works. No one's complained. Everyone's been happy with my onion slicing. Also, contacts are very nice to wear when you're cutting an onion. They kind of make you invincible to the onion excrements that fill the air, make you cry. So this eggplant's probably gonna simmer more than actually like fry. I did put a bunch of olive oil in there, but because the pan is so full, it's not really going to get too brown. I'm gonna do my best to get some of it brown because the browning helps with creating a really interesting flavor. The browning makes them kind of taste more savory, I think, and more complex. So we are going to, I'm going to kind of let it sit for a bit. I'm not going to add too much salt yet. That's going to draw out a lot of the water. And if I draw out too much water right now, it's going to basically cause everything to boil and steam, preventing the browning from happening. So we're just going to see what happens with our eggplant and onion mixture. Now for our watermelon salad, never made before. Things are starting to smell good.
I'm sorry you got in traffic jam, Brock. Glad to see you. You made it here. Maybe Bo will get you up to speed on what we're making.
Glad you made it safely home. And what we've got going on today, for everyone that is just joining, is... I'll start with the boring thing. We have pasta that we started. And then we have peas cooking. These were dried split peas that you get in a bag or in bulk. We just put them in. They take about 45 minutes to an hour to cook. So this is something that you may want to consider soaking beforehand. You can soak those overnight like beans. We didn't plan ahead though. So we had an intent to plan ahead. Secondly, we have eggplant and onion going, which that's also kind of boring because we did eggplant recently. That was not planned, but it's the only veg we had tonight. But the more interesting thing is we're doing a salad we're making a watermelon syrup. We took all the juices from a watermelon and we're boiling it down so that it reduces way down to a thick syrup. That's going to be like a really interesting thing for desserts, and maybe it's going to go on top of our salad as like a sweetener to add into our salad and make a cool dressing. So right now I'm actually at the stage where I'm going to make the avocado salad because we got a lot of stuff going on over here on our stove, and that can all take care of itself. We kind of set it all on its own. We set it free into the wild, and it's all growing up, and everyone's going to do great. You can see this is starting to get brown. It's actually working. Actually working. Also, Brock, you may have missed it, but we announced the product that we are now offering on catchefkitchen.com. We have custom Cat Chef Kitchen mugs that are available for purchase. Sometimes less is more better. Cat Chef Kitchen. Handmade in San Diego. In a collaboration with Art by Autumn. They are available for purchase online at catchefkitchen.com. Click on Cat Chef Swag, and then click on the image of the mug, and you can check out some more images, and it'll take you to PayPal, and you can place your order there if you're interested in a Cat Chef Kitchen mug. Right now I'm chopping up an onion. That's what we're doing now.
Brock says he's buying the mugs, birthday and early Christmas presents.
Perfect.
Amazing.
That's what we like to
They're
hear.
super adorable mugs. They just like make me so happy. I was so happy to help.
Yeah, if you have any issues with ordering, let me know. I literally did it. I can't even say before we started. I actually had to start Cat Chef Kitchen with my phone propped up on my computer because I was like still doing all the product stuff. So let me know if you have any issues. Should work, but we haven't tested. Everyone has my contact info. We're not trying to steal from anyone, so.
Lauren said ordered ours already.
Oh, perfect. You may also notice that it links to open source skateboards. That is the parent company of Cat Chef Kitchen. It's a strange business that we operate here in San Diego. I'm cutting this onion as fine as possible because no one likes big chunks of raw onion, really. I don't know anyone that does. I think my grandfather used to eat, my mom said that my grandfather used to eat onion, peanut butter, and mayonnaise sandwiches. Is that right?
Onion and peanut butter?
I think onion,
No.
peanut butter, and mayonnaise. If
I'm
mom is
cringing a
watching,
little bit.
if she can verify that. Yeah, it sounds really
I'm
gross.
slightly cringing,
Yeah.
but I can't judge because I never had it.
Yeah, we don't have any mayonnaise to try that out right now.
My
That's
brother,
not vegan.
my brother likes pizza with peanut butter.
Mayonnaise is the strange culprit, though. Onion and peanut butter can work. I mean, just like an Asian peanut sauce.
Yes.
That's okay. Where things get weird, though.
Lauren says yes, so nasty. Okay, if you think it's gross too, I can agree with that.
Yeah.
As long as I'm not offending anyone.
No, it's not. Offending anyone. That is getting real nice. I'm actually surprised that this is good to know. So you can actually load up with a lot of eggplant and onion. It doesn't seem like they have too much moisture where they're going to steam. Getting some nice browning. Those split peas are kind of getting close to done. Our watermelon syrup it's got still a little ways to go. You can actually see where it started. You can see the burn marks of where it was originally. So it looks like we're about halfway down. So we may bring that down a little bit. It's also going to be really hard to tell that it's actually a syrup because it will, when it's hot, it's going to be more fluid. It's going to be less viscous. Viscosity is the thickness of something. The more viscous, the more thick it is. So when it's hot, it's going to be a lot thinner. The vegan cheese is that way too, actually. When you cook and make the vegan cheese, you might find it really, really runny if you throw everything in the pan, in the food processor while it's still warm. If you throw it in the fridge, it's going to condense down and get a lot thicker. Which is a good thing to know about how temperature affects the consistency of food. I'm going to add an avocado next to our watermelon salad that I've never done before. Kind of excited. It's a nice refreshing salad for a refreshing warm day. Oh, oops. Oh man.
To be expected.
That's kind of a cat move. I want to like knock it around. We need lasers. We need more lasers in Cat Chef Kitchen. We could play with. Dun, dun. One episode I should do for people in Europe. Oh no! For people in Europe, so my sister can tune in.
What time would you have to do it?
I gotta see when she would be available, or when Europeans are generally available. At night, they're 9 hours ahead, so.
She did inspire the Cat Chef logo.
She did, yeah. I actually made that for her. She's got a Cat Chef cutting board. She's got the OG
She does.
Cat Chef cutting board.
No.
This image that's on the Cat Chef mug is actually the image I drew for her cutting board, which
For
was
Savannah.
made back in December.
I love that. Brock says, bow defining viscous. Definitely Bill Nye is.
I love that word too, viscosity. It reminds me of learning about lava in earth science when we talked about how certain lavas were more viscous than others and what that meant in terms of their temperature. If you really want to nerd out, I believe the unit of viscosity is centipoise.
So what would be a Tell me a number of centipoise.
I think
What's
we're
your
in the
estimation
thousands.
for the watermelon syrup right now? We'll believe whatever you say.
That I don't know. Yeah, I don't want to mislead you too much. I just turned the heat off on that. That's getting nice and good. It's getting nice and good. We will look at these beans. They're not beans, they're peas. Kind of like beans. Let's see. How are these guys doing? Are they tender? Are they soft enough? My way of cooling them off. They're just a little firm, like so they don't mush. They have some bite to them, but they're not chewy. So you bite down, you feel them when you bite, but they don't actually, they're not like chewy. I don't know what I'm looking for.
Colander?
Yeah, that's my lid. Do one of these. They smell exactly like frozen peas too. It's really funny. I mean, I wouldn't expect anything less, but peas have such a unique smell to them. Mm-hmm. You know, there's just like that pea-like smell. I'm just rinsing them off a little bit. I rinsed the peas beforehand. You definitely want to rinse your peas. Oh no, before you boil them, because they might have stones and things like that in them. You don't want to bite down on a stone thinking it's a pea. Alright, that's good. I'm going to turn this off. This looks like it's reduced quite a bit. And how am I going to cool this off now? Because I want it to cool rapidly. I'm going to put it in a bowl. Do some rapid chilling here. And I was gonna say I could put it in a cold bowl, but that would be a bad idea unless the bowl is metal, because ceramics don't do well with quick temperature changes. If you poured boiling water on a cold glass surface, it actually fracture the glass, because ceramics don't really stretch that well. They're very rigid and brittle and hard. So when you heat things up, they actually expand, and when you cool them down, they contract. And ceramic, because it's so not flexible and brittle, you can heat it up very slowly, and that way it's kind of uniformly heating. But if you try and do it fast, you end up with broken dishes. Back to our watermelon. Whoa, look at our pasta. There it goes. Gotta make sure it doesn't turn off our flame. Keep the flame burning. Let's check and see how soft it is. Oh my, it's kind of like fishing. Might be ready actually. Mm-hmm. It's taking a while to turn it off. It looks very ready. Look at the size of that. Mmm. Ooh, it's hot. Kind of whip that fast. It's like just a little al dente. I think it's good. I think we're gonna go with it. It'll cook a little bit more because it's hot. Now I gotta figure out. This is always a tricky part with this thing. Who's cooking over there? They're all off. Who's still making noise? See, it's the cast iron. That's why cast iron is so cool. All these are off, and they're cooling now. But the cast iron, because it's got such a high. Oh, I forget the word. Thermal something. I'll have to look that up and get back to you. But it retains heat very well. It doesn't lose heat easily. It's slower to heat up, and slower to cool down. Draining our pasta. Ooh, careful with that steam. Careful with your oven mitt to make sure you don't pour the boiling water on your oven mitt. No one wants a hot, wet oven mitt. There's our pasta. Alright, we're almost done. Almost there. Coming up on I love how These seem to take exactly the amount of time they need to take. I'm just going to chop up our watermelon. A bit smaller. Some chopping stuff. Just a good amount to start. So we have 1 avocado in there. This is maybe a half cup of watermelon, or maybe a cup. We're just starting with this much watermelon. We can tweak this. We also want some cilantro. Cilantro. This has been pre-washed. And I don't like to use too much of the stem. The stem is edible, but it's a little bit more, it's not as subtle as the rest, like the leaves. It's a little bit more pungent. So there's nothing wrong with eating the stems, as far as I know. But it is more pungent and strong if you eat the stem. So you get a more intense cilantro flavor, but we don't want that right now. We don't want too much of it, at least.
When would you use the stem?
It's really just up to the cook and the people eating. If you are cooking for people that really like cilantro, if you're using it in a cooked application where the flavor of the leaves is so delicate that it might get lost, you may want to add stems to, like, the whole herb to maybe something that is going in a crock pot, where it's sitting for a long time. That's a good question. A lot of people don't like cilantro. And to them, I say, go to San Diego and eat cilantro. And you probably won't like it still. But then go back to San Diego, eat cilantro again, and you probably won't like it again. But then that third time you have cilantro, you're going to remember San Diego and how amazing and beautiful San Diego was. And you're just going to want cilantro because it reminds you of your good time in San Diego. That's how I ended up liking cilantro. I actually did not like cilantro at all when I first had it. I did not want it on anything. It's like, get this stuff out of here.
Taste by association.
But yeah, you can rewire your mind to like things by associating it with different things. Neuro-engineer yourself.
Brock asks, what do you do with the watermelon rind? I understand it's consumable. Do you guys do anything with the rind?
We actually were talking about that. I think I've made pickled watermelon rind once. I don't often do things with it. This was not an organic watermelon, and I'm a little weary of using a non-organic watermelon rind, because I think I haven't looked into it. I don't know how much pesticides might be on that, and I'm just concerned with not only like what might be on the surface, but what's been absorbed, because watermelon does have such a thick skin. So I will not be doing anything with the watermelon rind in this, other than using it as a serving bowl. Oh yeah, I was supposed to be making it. Don't worry, we'll come back to that. Other than using it as a serving bowl, but you can do salad, like a pickled watermelon rind. I think that's the most popular thing. It definitely has to be cooked. I believe it should be cooked.
Like boiled? Like you boil it in...
You could probably boil it. You could probably saute
in vinegar, or what do you mean by pickled?
Oh yeah, so to pickle it, you would just like boil it in vinegar. You could do up to half water in the mixture and a bunch of salt. Salty, like ocean salty, and that would probably be pretty good. But I don't have I don't have my own recipe for that. I'd still have to look and experiment because I haven't done it. I think if I've done it, it's only been once. I definitely know of it. Olives. I love green olives. This jar is definitely not enough green olives. These are stuffed with jalapenos. So this salad is very nice and healthy. I'm gonna add 5 green olives to it. Jeez, I need to get like a big jar of green olives. This was not... I paid like $5 for that jar. That's not enough. Anyways, I'm gonna chop up the green olives. And I want it to be pretty small. We don't want this to be too overpowering. You don't want to get too big of an olive in the salad. I like green olives because green olives, they have a bit more complex flavor, I think, than black olives. Black olives are a little bit more neutral, I find. And Kalamata olives are, I kind of just associate them more with Mediterranean dishes. Green olives I associate more with South American or Central American foods. So that is why I'm using green olives. I definitely encourage you to experiment with different olive types, but I do think that Kalamata, the purple kind of olives, might make it too distracting and taste too much like something else. Alright. So I added the avocado for like fatness, the onion for flavor, or the richness rather. Flatness isn't really a good descriptor. Richness. The watermelon has sweetness. The olive has a little bit of tanginess and saltiness.
What's the cilantro doing?
The cilantro is also for flavor, and it's very fresh. Everything is raw. I'm probably gonna add. I can add some habanero to this.
It smells so good.
I'm just gonna add some more flavor. I'm gonna put my glove on because I have contacts in. These are weird deli gloves. Ketchup deli. I'm gonna make a sandwich. This is such a funny glove. It's like really the bare minimum in glove capabilities and functionality. It's like one size fits all. Don't make it too thick. It's like a poncho glove. It's like a poncho for my hand.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. Hand's gonna do great in the rain. Get this nice and fine. Add some cilantro, some habanero. This is optional. This is just for heat. You could probably add some red bell pepper in place of the habanero though, if you feel compelled to. That's optional. Honestly, everything is optional.
Brock said the salad looks awesome.
I hope it tastes awesome. We're gonna find out very quickly. We need salt. Just gonna go in here. I haven't added any vinegar yet. I don't know. We're gonna see how sweet it is. Maybe we'll add more watermelon. I don't know if we have another avocado. It might not be ready. Oh, actually, the avocado is ready. I say we make a little bit more. We're upping our volume here.
Your dad says yum. Yum to the salad.
Yum to the salad.
I agree. I wish one thing that this video does not capture is the smells that come from this cooking.
Yeah.
There are so many smells going on right now.
It's a lot of smells.
There's so many different scents, and it's so delicious.
Yeah. I showered right before this episode too, so
So
that helps.
your body smell isn't part of this.
No. Oh.
Bo had an amazing skate session today and did some really cool things.
I did.
Yep. If you watch him on Instagram and skating, you might be able to see him do some cool stuff in the next couple days if he posts it.
We'll see.
Maybe.
It's all right.
Brock says, let's all invest in Smell-O-Vision.
Smell-O-Vision. I like the name of that. Trademark it. How do we do Smell-O-Vision? How do we capture... There has to be some sort of... So let's talk about how that would actually... What would we have to do to actually make that work? There has to be some sort of chemical sensor. Because that's what smell is, right? It's sensing the chemicals that are in the air that are airborne. Oh, what's the word for that? Airborne chemicals. And our nose is picking up on that. Like our tongue is also a chemical receptor. Our eyes are radiation receptors. They pick up a very small portion of the electromagnetic spectrum. which is fascinating because we see such a small amount of what's out there. Radiation is fascinating. If you want to have a nice thing to look up after this, you should look up the double slit experiment and have your mind blown by what's going on with light and physics and atoms and all that. It's one of the most fascinating experiment results I've ever seen.
I was speechless.
I'm not gonna lie, I had to watch it like 3 times on like 3 different videos to really grasp what they were explaining and talking about. That's really fascinating. Feeling is a bunch of different things. When we feel heat, that's an electromagnetic radiation sensor as well in some ways, because that's infrared. That's below the red. Then we have pressure sensors all over us. Chemical sensors, there's a lot to be done with chemical sensors though, because there's so many different chemicals out there. So that'd be really interesting. And molecules and all that. And it's not really scale-based. Pressure is like more or less pressure. Radiation is what wavelength and frequency. It's kind of like a linear scale. But chemicals they just are like a whole cloud of things. So we just spent 5 minutes talking about smell-o-vision and how to make smell-o-vision possible. I haven't lost you. I'm sure we probably lost a few viewers right there.
Lost or hooked them.
Lost or hooked them. We'll see. We'll see how many mugs we sell. I need to set up a little lemonade stand and sell the mugs. People get to keep the mug if their lemonade comes in. Add a little bit more cilantro. I am just tweaking the salad until right up to the last minute here. We're almost done. I kind of got carried away with smell-o-vision and making more mas. I haven't even tried it yet. I just want more right away. It seems like such a small amount.
Sometimes less is more better.
Sometimes less is more better.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Yeah, like we could add so many more things to the salad. Like it's tempting to, but don't add a million things to the salad because just things start to get distracting and there's too many conflicting flavors.
Brock says, seriously, that salad looks awesome. And the taste test.
Wow. Whoa. This is really... I want some more watermelon. I may have added just a tad too much salt. We'll be alright. I kind of feel less guilty about salt when you just think if you just swallow a bunch of ocean water, you're like consuming way more salt than any salty soup that you'd get at the grocery store. Plus a bunch of viruses and bacteria and a bunch of weird stuff. But you're usually fine, so you don't have to worry too much about that. It just puts things into perspective. And then we're going to check out our glaze, our syrup. I don't know how cool it got. Its viscosity went down. I'm gonna give it a taste, see what we're at. It's like incredibly sweet. Yeah, it would need to go in the fridge to thicken up a bit more because you can see it's still pretty runny. But it is really nice and sweet and refreshing, so I'm gonna add a little bit of this and some vinegar to the salad. And this is kind of like our dressing. I'll probably add a little bit of olive oil too. And this is adding more sweetness. And it's got a little hint of watermelon, of course. I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil just for some of the flavor that olive oil can provide. And a little bit of white vinegar. I use so much white vinegar. It's just a very neutral way to add tanginess. Lemon, I find, and lime can be a little distracting. This salad is looking good.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
So refreshing. I don't know how much the olives add. That might be something I recommend omitting, actually. I'm gonna feed some to my camera girl. See what her opinion is. She seems to approve.
Oh, it's delicious.
That's what I like to hear. So we're actually gonna plate it in our watermelon.
Oh, it's really good.
And
I don't think the flavors conflict.
You don't think so?
No.
Well, that's good.
I've never had some of those things together.
Add some more of this. Why not? All right. I'm gonna do a little trick here to keep our watermelon kind of flat.
He's so excited.
It's not super duper stable. This is so fun. What a great way of serving food.
Brock asked, have you made this before, or are you trying this combo in the salad for the first time?
This is a first time experiment. I've never made a watermelon salad like this. I did it once before, probably 8 years ago. I made like a basil salad, like a basil watermelon salad with basil and avocado, I think. I don't even remember it that well. This is a totally unique new combination for me.
And it's such a beautiful presentation. I think it's great if you're having guests over or something. Look how pretty this is.
Yeah, it's fun. Throw a little bit of let's do some presentation stuff. We don't really do that too much. Let's throw a little bit of cilantro on top now. I'm kind of out of it. I think there's some more in the fridge, but it's washed. It's not washed yet. So, yeah, I don't like washing cilantro. The camera girl does that.
I learned a easy way to wash it online.
Oh, that's good. Good thing for the internet. There is our watermelon salad. Look at that. That's fun. Now we've got the rest of our stuff. And let's bring this over to the table. We can actually present this in a more nice way.
Brock says, please feature the salad on the menu at your Mountaintop Cat Chef Kitchen retreat.
I will do that. I'll add this to the website. Maybe all the ones I add to the website will be the Cat Chef Kitchen things.
It's so beautiful and it's very refreshing. Honestly, not that the camera girl's opinion matters, but my one thing would be if we put the watermelon in the fridge prior to using it, then it would add a little bit of more coolness to the salad.
Yeah, if we refrigerated it.
Yeah, if we refrigerated the watermelon first.
Yeah, we didn't do that.
That would be my one thing I would change.
Just so it's cooler.
Just so it's a colder salad. If you want it like super refreshing on a summery hot day. But really, I'm just being nitpicky. It's absolutely delicious.
I think we put the beans in the watermelon too. That sounds fun. Or the peas. Green and red is a fun combo. Just might as well use this other one.
Oh, it's perfect.
Oh, I didn't flatten it out though, so we may encounter some issues with balancing. Now we've got our beans.
Peas?
peas. Why do I want to keep calling these beans? It's fun. Yeah, I didn't plan that one out, but you saw how to do it already. I don't need to do it again. It's just us. And then, look at the size of these fusiloni. I'm gonna get one here. Look at that. Look at this is my head. That's it. Using my head for scale. Massive. I didn't do anything with that. We need some sort of sauce for the pasta. I realize this. So I gotta make a real quick sauce. It's gonna be real fast. I know, you're all like, just end it already. Just be done. But it will be done very soon. We're just gonna make a quick watermelon sauce. See, these are actually sometimes some of the best things. The things I just whip together in no time at all. It's like, what? What are you doing? Watermelon? Pasta? What else? Garlic? Onion? Eggplant? What are we? Garlic and watermelon? Onion and what? Sometimes I smell things just to kind of see what's going to happen. We're doing onion. I just went for it. You just commit. It's like jumping in the pool. You know, you don't know what it's going to be like. You just got to commit. But you know, once you're in, it's not that bad. Oregano? That kind of might go. This is going to be so interesting.
I like sauces.
Yeah, this is really for autumn. I probably would not be doing this at all. Otherwise, add some white vinegar, some tanginess.
Your mom says, I thought you're using the eggplant for sauce. And then Brock says, maybe you should call this Mad Chef Kitchen.
Mad Chef Kitchen. Olive oil, of course.
Yeah, Lauren, he did mention eggplant for sauce. This is taking a different turn, though.
Huh.
It's all uncertain around here.
For everything that's boring, we have to make up with something that's not boring. Because who's going to try this other than us? What else can we put in here? No carrot. I want it to be nice and smooth. Add something to thicken it up a little bit. How do we thicken up our sauce here? Oat milk. We just gotta see what this creates first. Before we go any further. I gotta see what I just did.
I think I like the smell of it.
She likes the smell. That's a good start. I didn't have any salt, so it's not gonna taste like anything. Something's compelling. I might add cinnamon to this too.
Oh, wow.
To make it even more weird. Honestly, it's actually... I know you're probably like, well, what? That is disgusting what he's doing right now. I do want to try it with a little bit of cinnamon. Just, this is so weird. It tastes more like a hot sauce than anything else that's not hot. Or just a small amount of cinnamon. No, no, no. What? See, that was not a good decision. I'm glad I didn't. That's why I didn't add the whole thing. Turmeric. No, just... This is actually really good. Camera girl.
I approve.
Yeah, she's actually... This is not gross. I promise you that. As gross as you might think it is. I think that's okay. I think that's good enough. Now, how's it with the eggplant on it? I didn't salt the eggplant, but we have other salty things. Let's dip. It's interesting. It's interesting. It's an interesting combination. It's not bad, it's just not like, wow, that pairs together nicely. I think what we'll do, the way we're going to construct this meal, is we'll have our pasta with our sauce, and then these will just be their own thing. Maybe we can put some green peas are going to go in. I got it, peas, I got it right. Let's plate. I got it all figured out.
Before you end this video, Brock wants you to explain how he can buy a Cat Chef mug.
Cat Chef mugs are available at catchefkitchen.com. When you go there, on the top menu, there's going to be a Cat Chef swag option on the top menu. Click on Cat Chef swag, and that should take you to an image of a mug. And then you click on that mug, and it should take you to a PayPal link. And that should all work. And if it doesn't, you can let me know, and we will address that, and we'll get it resolved quickly. Cat Chef mugs are handmade in San Diego. So we have our pasta. This is how we're gonna do this. We're gonna build fortresses on our community. We've got two things going on. So you notice I started with the carb. We're gonna do some beans, and this is actually fun because the pasta is also kind of a good source of protein. It's got that gluten. Oh no, I get the beans in the other room. Let me, hang on. This is going on its own over here. This is just like a nice veggie mix. Now we can finish up, oh yeah, we need our sauce. It's gonna go on our green peas. It's a nice color combination. It really brightens up the... Green peas are not a pretty color. They're kind of not super pretty green. But I like peas. I think peas are a nice alternative to people that don't really want to eat beans or don't do beans. So we'll probably do more with peas in the future. Maybe I'll do like a pea burger, veggie burger of some sort. I don't think we've done a veggie burger yet of any sort. So maybe I'll do peas as a burger sometime soon. Oh, I didn't bring it. I need two more things. Need this and that. Where's the little salt panda? There it is. Oh, and the spoon. Alright. So, I actually have to load up my, there, that way. It's better. But I screwed up with the sauce. I did it all wrong. Anyways, here's our salad. Put that off to the side here. Then I'll add a little bit of nutritional yeast to the eggplant. More protein and some salt, because I didn't salt the eggplant at all. And there it is. This is our lovely meal. Hang on, I need to add a little bit more sauce on top of that, because that just doesn't look right.
Brock says that is an amazing dinner. I totally agree. I'm so excited to eat.
With our watermelon.
It's so beautiful. You really color coordinated, Bo.
It's really pretty. It is very pretty.
Aesthetically, it's beautifully done.
So there it is. That's it. Thank you for watching Cat Chef Kitchen. And I'll take a picture of this. I need to update I haven't been updating the website with recipes, so I'll do that soon. And we'll get the watermelon salad on there with any tweaks that I recommend based on how this one tastes as I actually dive in. Totally random meal. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something new. Sounds like the viscosity thing was a nice topic, or our plans for smell-o-vision and trying to figure out how that goes, or even just making watermelon syrup. is a nice sweetener you can use. You can do that with any other fruit juices, just boil them down. I think that's it. We got our Cat Chef Kitchen mugs on the website, and we'll be back next week with another episode, Sunday at 6 o'clock Pacific Time, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Thank you all for watching.
I just have to conclude. Charlie says a veggie burger would be great. By the way, Smell-O-Vision will be a feature in iPhone 20. Absolutely.